what is our project today? Well, it doesn't really have anything to do with this garage door. But if you want to ever think about putting insulation in your garage door, you might want to check out one of the previous videos I made. Yeah, but that's not what this video is about. What is it about anyway, Joe? Well, I'm gonna use some of this stuff here, and I've got some closet shelves. These aren't any particular closet shelves, the standard closet shelves. I'll show you in a minute. I'm gonna make a pantry shelves out of this. Have you ever seen this for pantry shelves? You know, for food and stuff like that, in a hallway closet or anything like that. I've only ever seen these installed in closets. Well, today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'll show you here what I'm up to here. Let's see here. We're in the little condo still, and here's the little closet underneath the stairs. See there? Look. It goes up at an angle, goes on down that way, and that's where I want to put the shelves. Boom, 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 boom. I want to put like 5 shelves in there, so obviously each shelf's got to be cut, and I got to be careful. There's a fire sprinkler up in there and stuff, and I want to make the shelves kind of like pantry shelves. Here, this is our only pantry in this little condo. Kaboom. And see, there's 5 shelves in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to kind of mimic the height of all those. And this is just particle board shelving that was painted. And initially, I was thinking about putting wood shelves in here, but I'd have to build cleats in here. I'd still have to figure out how to support it. And I was thinking, you know, I could have supported it just the same way I'm doing now. With these types of supports, I could put those types of supports up there, and then put the shelf brackets like this, and then put the melamine shelving on top of that. I thought, do I want to do that? And then I ultimately decided against that. I was gonna screw the shelves up to there. There's one hole right there, but then I've got all this other stuff that's gonna show to a certain extent. So I thought I would do this type of shelf. Okay, so that's my project today. If you want to check that out, stick around. Now remember, I told you these were not any old standard closet shelving. Now regular closet shelving, these little pieces are further apart than this. See this? These are only about, I don't know, maybe half inch, 5/8 of an inch apart. Okay? And this shelf here is called a heavy duty shelf, not a standard shelf. And of course they sell these. These are heavy duty brackets, because the regular standard duty ones aren't as wide as this. And that gives it a little bit more strength, apparently. And then the shelf brackets, these are actually heavy-duty shelf brackets too. The standard shelf brackets are built slightly different. You go to the store and check it out. That doesn't have this. It doesn't have this little notch where I think the shelf is going to fit. It's going to fit up in there like that, and the other ones just go straight out from underneath. So there's slightly different things, and I thought since I'm going to make these for pantry shelves where you're going to have food on it, you're going to have all kinds of other stuff on there that's going to make it heavy. Maybe you're going to have a mixing container there and a blender, and who knows what all kinds of stuff you're going to have up there. A sack of potatoes. Who knows? Well, the potatoes you probably put down on the ground, huh? But in any case, I thought I'll do the extra duty shelving brackets and the shelves and the shelving support brackets here. And that's making the cost of this whole little project a little bit more than had I use the standard shelves. Well, if I were to use the standard shelves, then these shelf supports going across this way would be further apart. And then if you want to stack some food jars or something like that on there, they might have a tendency to want to teeter-totter on you. And plus, they're not going to be as strong. I think this metal is probably just a hair thicker too than the other, to give it a little bit more strength. And I also thought to give it even more strength, I want to hit the studs. I want to hit the studs, and every 16 inches I should be able to hit a stud. So that means I'm going to have a support every 16 inches. I mean, geez, I could have put these supports every 2 feet or so, but then I would have had to put plastic anchors in the wall and screws like that. I want to use longer screws, and I want to actually get it into the studs. That's going to help hold the whole weight of this whole thing. And you know, if the studs in the wall are every 16 inches, depending where it starts out, and then 16, 16, 16, whatever, I didn't want to skip one, because then that would be 32 inches in between shelf brackets. And, you know, this would probably span that. But once you get food on there and stuff, it could have a slight tendency to bow. And I thought, hey, you know, it's just one little shelving area. I think it's going to go good this way, and I'm going to just beef it up. So I'm going to put the supports every 16 inches, and that's going to be plenty. Now at the store, they also had some plastic runner that you could put on top of this after you get this installed. It was the same width as this, you know, for pantries and stuff, and I opted not to do that. One little roll was like, I forget what it was, $6 or $7, and it wasn't even going to cover one shelf. It might have been $14 or $15, and I thought, no, I don't really need that. This is going to be fine. There's plenty of bracket, you know, wired pieces here, and I think it's going to be fine. Worst case scenario, later on down the road, I could always add that stuff onto here, and it's plastic, and it kind of fits on heavy. You know, really heavy plastic, so you can install it right over the top of these metal shelves. They had that at the store too. And the thing I was bummed about at the store, they only gave me two different sizes. I think that was 6 foot and this was 4 foot, and some shelves are going to be over 8 feet long. And I thought, man, I wish they had this in 8 foot lengths, but they didn't. They had just the standard shelvings in 8 foot lengths. And so some of these shelves I'm going to have to join together and stuff, and you know, I'll show you different things, what I'm going to do along the way, because here's the other thing too. These vertical supports didn't have that many screws in them either, as I was seeing in some other ones. Yeah, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. I guess that's all right. 4 screws for each one, and the screws that I got, you know, sometimes at the store they don't have what you need. Now see, here they have some flat, like flathead, and these were called sheet metal screws, but they were only 2 inches long. I thought that should be good enough. I really need like 2.5, because by the time you go through 3/4 of an inch of metal and then your 1/2 inch sheetrock on the wall, that's 1.25 inches. These are only going in 3/4 of an inch. So I don't really think I'm going to use these. I ended up getting some other screws, and these were 2.5. See, 2.5 inch screws, but they didn't have a flat. These are called flathead, but they didn't have the other type of heads. So see, these are concave, and what's going to happen is if this hole's not big enough, lots of this head is going to stick out. So I may make these holes just a hair bigger, so that when I install this, I still have some of the head showing, but maybe it'll still look just like a flat, you know, a flat head without sticking out of the wall. And yeah, sometimes you just have to get what you can get at the store, you know what I mean? And so these, man, again, I wish they had they had the 2.5s. I found some other ones. They were 3 inches long, and I don't really need 3 inch. And they were twice as expensive